So we only have to wait about 2 more days until Phase 2 of version 5.5 drops, and if you're as curious as I am, then you're probably wondering just how many Primogems we can actually collect during the second half of this update. And since more than half of you are actually planning to pull during this phase, this video will help you plan those pulls and give you a clearer idea of whether you'll have enough saved up for Xilonen and Venti, who are both rerunning in the second phase. This might even be your last chance to get them for quite a while. So let's get straight into the calculations and see what's possible if you're playing completely free to play and, of course, if you buy the Welkin. Let's start with the basics: daily commissions. These are the most consistent and reliable way to get Primogems, and they add up quickly. With 21 days in one phase, you can collect a total of 1,260 Primogems just by logging in and completing your dailies. Easy and effective. Next, let's talk about quests. Most of you have probably already finished the new story and world quests that came with version 5.5, but just in case you haven't, there are still about 320 Primogems available from those quests. Now onto the Spiral Abyss. This is a major source of Primogems, and luckily, it will reset right at the beginning of Phase 2. That means you can grab another 800 Primogems here, assuming you're able to clear all floors and collect all the stars. Even if you don't clear everything, it's still one of the best sources of high-value Primogems for endgame players. Speaking of resets, the Imaginarium Theater will also reset once during this phase at the start of the new month. That's another 800 Primogems if you complete all floors. Now here's where things start to get a little more personal: achievements. With version 5.5, we received a handful of new achievements. If you haven't completed those yet, they're worth up to 475 Primogems. Some are tied to quests, others to exploration or specific conditions. So if you haven't hunted these down yet, now's your chance to grab some extra Primogems. Exploration is another big one. The new area added in 5.5 is packed with chests, puzzles, challenges, and teleport waypoints. If you haven't explored this region yet and haven't unlocked any new teleport points, you could be sitting on around 1,570 Primogems. Of course, this varies for everyone depending on how far you've explored already. If you've only done half, you'll still be able to get around 700 or 800 Primogems, but if you're starting from scratch, you're in for a huge payout. With every new region, there are also more sigils and more rewards for offering those sigils. In case you don't know, the Tablet of Tana is the offering system for Natlan, and if you've been collecting Pyro sigils from chests and exploration, you can trade those in for up to 600 Primogems. This number will vary depending on how many sigils you've already spent, but if you're behind, this is another valuable catch-up mechanic. Don't forget about the trial characters. Xilonen and Venti are both getting reruns in Phase 2, which means we'll have their trial challenges available. Each one gives 20 Primogems for a quick and easy demo run. That's 40 Primogems just waiting for you. Also, the start of the month brings a Paymon's shop reset. This gives you access to 5 intertwined fates through Stardust, which equals 800 Primogems in value. Now let's go over the events happening in the second phase. The Unlimited Fighting Championship event will still be active during the early part of the phase, and if you haven't finished it yet, you have until April 21st to earn all the rewards, including 420 Primogems. 2 more events will also take place entirely during Phase 2. First, there's the quirky Quaking Arena event, running from April 21st to May 2nd, offering another 420 Primogems. Then there's the Rhythm Ball Medley event, scheduled from April 28th to May 6th, also worth 420 Primogems. Together, these events will bring in a total of 1,260 Primogems. Toward the end of the patch, we should also be getting the special program stream for version 5.6. These streams always drop 3 redeem codes worth 100 Primogems each. That's a guaranteed 300 Primogems if you redeem them in time. And sometimes, Hoyoverse drops an extra code around the patch as well, often worth 60 Primogems. I always post these codes on my channel as soon as they're live, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Just remember, they expire fast. So let's total everything up. All that brings your free-to-play total to approximately 8,285 Primogems. That's the equivalent of about 52 pulls. Not bad at all for just 3 weeks of gameplay. But if you also buy the Welkin Moon, things get even better. Over the course of 21 days, you'll receive 90 Primogems daily. That's an extra 1,890 Primogems. So your new total with Welkin included would be 10,175 Primogems, which is around 64 pulls. That's a really solid stash, especially if you've been saving up for Xilonen or Venti. Even if you're starting from zero, this phase gives you a lot of opportunities to build up your resources fast. But now that we know how many Primogems we can realistically collect in Phase 2, the next big question is, who should you actually pull for? And honestly, I completely understand both sides of the argument. There are good reasons to go all in during this phase, and just as many valid reasons to skip and save for what's coming next. Let's start with the pros of pulling right now. First of all, Xilonen is, in my opinion, an absolute must-pull. She's easily one of the best buffers in the entire game, and what makes her so incredible is how easy she is to use. You literally just activate her skill, hit an enemy twice, and you're done. That's it. No complicated rotation, no setup, just pure, consistent buffs with minimal effort. She fits into so many teams and boosts your overall damage in a way that's hard to replace. Then there's Venti, the original Anemo Archon, and still one of the best crowd control characters in the game. If you enjoy grouping enemies together, clearing mobs quickly, or just value good exploration utility, Venti is still a very solid pick. And let's not forget, he's an Archon. Having him in your account is not just great gameplay-wise, but also a cool addition to your Archon collection. And given that he hasn't had a rerun in a very long time, this might be your only chance to get him for quite a while. But on the other hand, I totally get why some of you are choosing to skip this phase. Because the banners coming after version 5.5 are absolutely stacked. Escoffier is debuting in version 5.6, and she has some insane synergy with Skirk, who is expected to drop just one patch later in version 5.7. These two are being hyped up as the next top-tier cryo duo, and it's already looking like their combo will be one of the strongest team cores in the game. If you're planning to build around Skirk, pulling Escoffier early might be essential. And it doesn't stop there. We also have the possibility of Mavuika rerunning soon. Being a new Archon, she's a strong candidate for a rerun just a few patches after her original banner. And then there's Raiden, yes, another Archon, and one of the most popular characters in Genshin. She's also expected to rerun again very soon, possibly in version 5.6, even though she already had one earlier in version 5.0. That's a lot of hype banners back to back. So yeah, the pressure is real. You can't pull for everyone, especially as a free-to-play or low spender. But in the end, here's my best advice. Pull what you like. Whether that's a strong meta pick like Xilonen, a fan favorite like Venti, or saving for a future combo like Escoffier and Skirk, your enjoyment should come first. Meta shifts all the time, but the characters you enjoy will always be worth it. So, are you planning to pull during Phase 2? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest Primogem guides, event breakdowns, and updates. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your pulls!